man. You guys are out there. Hey, Adam. Oh, man. What's up, Adam? What a fucking brutal. I gotta say, this is the... You know what this is like? This is like when that, like, super hot girl gives you a little bit of attention, and you're, like, flirting with her, and you think, like, oh, man, this is going well. I might get her number. Hey, you know what? Wait a second. I might not just get her number. I might even actually get to go home with her tonight. And then, boom! She takes off with another dude. This is what tonight was like. What a tough loss. I know, I'm totally deflated. Jesus. Oh. God. You know, but still, the thing is, you know, I mean, if you think about, I mean, I know it's hard for us to, like, put it into perspective, because when the win is there, you want it. And we gave it away. Didn't we give it away? We gave it away tonight. But look, we shot 39.5% field goal percentage. And we took the NBA champs. I know they didn't have LeBron, but I mean, they had AD, and whatever. So they didn't have Schroeder and what the other dude, the bald dude, Caruso. So what? Who gives a fuck? They don't matter. They don't really matter, honestly. What mattered was fucking AD. Oh, and that kid, THT. I knew the minute that Derrick Rose did not close out fast enough on THT on that three-point shot, and he hit it, it was gonna kill us, and it did. God damn it! Fuck! What a brutal loss, man. But what do you expect? We shot under 40%. Under 40% from the field, and we only shot 29 threes. Frank should have played more minutes. JD, how you doing, brother? Yeah, you know what? I've kind of been hearing but Frank played 23 minutes. That's a lot for Frank. That's probably the most he's played in like a month. Easily, if not 2 months. Shot 3 of 5, 3 of 4 from behind the arc. Absolutely, he played a great game. But the thing is, I know everyone's going to be freaked out, and they're going to be like, hey, you know, Frank should have played, and maybe RJ should have been benched. He wasn't playing right. But no. This is a game that RJ had to be on the floor for, because this is for later on. This is going to pay off later on. RJ's going to remember the pain, that terrible, the bitter taste that we all feel in our mouths right now. RJ's feeling it 10 times worse, man. You think that motherfucker likes losing? No way. So he's feeling the bitterness right now that we're feeling. He's feeling it even more intensely. He's going to remember it. It's going to make him a better player. It's going to make him a better person, a better teammate. It was really something, because we had it. And I'm sitting here in Los Angeles. I wore my fucking Knicks shirt, my hat, went to a bar tonight, and cheered the Knicks on in that bar. I actually had almost half the people in that bar cheering for the Knicks. Because I was so passionate about it. They were all like, yeah, let's go Knicks. That's how Lakers fans are, in a way. JD, what? JD, why do you think we lost? Why, Frank? I want to hear Adam, JD. Well, Adam, do you think we lost because Frank didn't play enough? And JD, I want to know what you think, man. Man, I mean, so Julius took 26 shots. He hit 11. He hit 4 of 8 for the 3. Actually, that's more than I thought he hit, actually. He was still a -7. So Julius was a -7. No, Nerlens a -9. Peyton, I can't even say the word Peyton anymore. It hurts so much. Tonight's JD says tonight's loss has some tough standings implications. We have to win at home now. Yes, absolutely, and I think we will. Because I got to tell you, man. You know what? Everyone thinks, oh, you come out to LA, you know, it's sunny and the weather's perfect, and you know, life's chill out here. You should play really well. Well, you know what? There's two really good fucking teams out here, and we fucking beat one of them at basically full strength, and the other one, we had them, and we let them get away. Julius took a really bad shot. He took a really bad shot at the end of regulation. I don't know if he was gonna take that shot. I don't know how he missed it, because he had a really well. Let me totally rephrase that. It actually wasn't a bad shot. Actually, it wasn't a bad shot. He made a bad shot. It was a good look. He beat his man. He had an open look, and he just clanked it. That was a fucking game-winning shot, right? I mean, he worked his ass off to get the open look, and he fucking clanked it. Adam says, I think we lost because RJ Barrett had his worst game as a Knick, and Peyton is giving us absolutely nothing. Yes, absolutely right. Absolutely right. That is true. RJ played terrible tonight. And he played terrible, but he was a -3. That's it. A -3. So there's other things that RJ does on the defensive end and game flow that really helps on the winning side of the game. But 2 for 13. 0 for 7 from behind the arc. I don't know how the guy who was 0 for 6 was the one who took the last shot. Like a total chuck. He tried to get into the paint, but he couldn't beat his man. But here's the thing. This game should not have come down to that. We should not have gone to overtime. We should have won it in regulation. We had it. We should not have won it in regulation. We should not have had to go into overtime. That's what blows. Jeff. What's up, Jeff? Oh, man. Fuck! I wanted this win bad, guys. I'm sure you guys did too. We had it. This is the kind of game where, as an athlete, when I was younger and I used to be an athlete, that, oh man, I would just go into the fucking locker room and be stewing. But then, your coach comes to you and they come in there and they're like, hey, you got to remember that you can't beat yourself up. You can't beat yourself up because everything you did got you to the situation where you had a chance to win the game in regulation and in overtime. Against. I know they were missing LeBron. I know they're missing, but you know what? We're missing 3 key pieces of our team as well. I know. So LeBron probably equals the 3. I mean, Mitch, Burks, IQ, and then LeBron. And they're missing Schroeder and then whoever that other fuck. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Schroeder wasn't even there last year, so who gives a fuck? Who's the other guy they were missing? Whatever. Doesn't matter. LeBron's the one who matters. So, JD. This is the kind of loss that's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off like next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, and all summer long. This is that kind of loss because the Knicks, with all their flaws, and look, Reggie Bullock. I know you guys are busting on Barrett, who was 2 for 13, but Reggie was 2 for 9. So You know what I mean? 1 of 5 from behind the arc. Yeah, okay, so he hit one more. Still, I mean, that's nothing to write home about, man. I'm not calling my mom if I'm Reggie and I'm sorry. Yeah, whoever. I'm not saying, hey, you know, I hit 2 of 9 tonight. You know, I played well, right? No. So no one's got anything to be proud of other than fucking Derrick Rose. Derrick fucking Rose. But here's the thing, man. When you're playing in the NBA, you can play great all game, but if you fuck up one defensive rotation, you blow it. Derrick Rose let THT have a wide open 3-point look, which was the difference in the game. Now, you can say he was tired. You can say whatever. But that's just what happened. THT had a wide open look, and you'll see it. And TNT is going to show the highlight. It's going to be all over ESPN. It's going to be the one highlight. It's going to be that wide open 3 that THT made. And it hurts. Fuck, I'm pissed. I wanted the LA sweep. I wanted it so bad, and we were right there. But at the same time, you gotta be like, okay, you know what? We were right there. That's a win in of itself. But I think we're reaching the point, guys, where moral victories just won't cut it anymore. I think this team is too good to, you know, use moral victories as like a soothing balm, you know, to kind of like make those aching muscles feel better. No, I think we're past that. In fact, tonight I was starting to get 1999 vibes. I was. And then it all went away with that THT 3-pointer. But you know what? We can't let ourselves get out of hand. We can't let the fact that the Knicks are overachieving delude us into thinking that this team, you know, that this team could just come into Los Angeles and sweep 2 of the 4 best teams in the entire NBA. Because even with a healthy AD, without LeBron, with a healthy AD, LA Lakers are still one of the top 4 teams in the NBA. So we took care of the Clippers and just dropped a fucking heartbreaking loss in overtime, 101-99. We fucking could not break the century mark in an overtime game against the Lakers. And the Lakers barely broke it themselves. You know what? I'm gonna like separate myself from the emotional pain of this loss at this moment and then just talk about the game objectively. Objectively, this was a tremendous game. Tremendous battle. I mean, these guys and I you know, I watched it at a bar in Los Angeles with they were all Laker fans. Even though they were all pretty chill and they let me cheer and all that shit. So I couldn't be in tune with all the fine points of the game as I was watching it in terms of the stats and all that stuff. But Lakers held. So, I mean, the Knicks held the Lakers to under 42% field goal percentage, but they gave up almost 43% of 3-pointers. 12 of 28, and free throw line 15 of 19. We actually had more free throws than the Lakers tonight. That's shocking. But we only took 29 fucking 3-pointers. Knicks, you gotta shoot more threes, man. You want to win? You want to beat a fucking giant team like the Lakers? Fucking their small forward is 6'10", right? Is it? How tall is Kuzma? 6'10", 221 pounds. You can't beat that team without shooting tons of threes. I know, and I'm sure you guys have seen the Tom Thibodeau post game where he's like, he talks about the threes and all that stuff, and we like, that we're taking more threes, but we still want to take more, but we just got to find ways to take more. Well, fucking find them. Find the threes. Because that's the way you're going to win. We are a superior three-point shooting team. So just launch them. Maybe this will be the game that will wake this fucking team up and finally be like, yes, this is what we got to do. But you're not going to do it with Elfrid fucking Payton on the fucking starting every fucking game and then the third quarter. What the fuck, man? This guy shot... He actually only shot 3 shots. It seemed more. -8. Nerlens Noel was a -9. Julius Randle was a -7. Elfrid Payton was a -8. And you guys are all bitching about RJ Barrett, who was a -3. Look, it's the reason that we keep a score in this game is because it's math. The ball goes through the bucket. You put 2 points. If it's behind the arc, it's 3 points. It's just math. So, RJ Barrett, yes, he shot like shit. 2 for 13, over 7 from behind the 3-point line. Amounts to 8 points, but he was only a -3 in plus-minus. And it does matter. Plus-minus is for real. I know people like to say, it's not, because if you're on the court with so-and-so who hits a bunch of shots, well, that's what happens. Because you're on the court, the other guy can hit a bunch of shots. We can't keep starting every odd quarter with a guy like Elfrid Payton, who is a total handicap. Like, I've tweeted this out. I've said it before. It's like starting every game by spotting the opponent 8 points. Eventually, that catches up to you. And tonight was a great night to show you that it totally caught up to us. All right, let me read some of the chat. Sorry, man. Hey, Chris. Shake it off, George. I love Chris. I love how you're like the Zen. You're like the Zen Knicks fan, and I love that. I love that so much. These losses pull this team together. Yes, silver lining. They take this anger into the playoffs and beat. Yes, absolutely, 100%. This loss can benefit us later on. I absolutely do believe that. Because of the way they lost. If this had been one of those weird losses, because we've seen the Knicks where they come out and just totally ineffective, and or we have a lead and we just totally give it up and then never make a comeback. Yes, those losses drive me nuts. This kind of loss, this is not an intellectually. It's not the kind of loss that intellectually bothers me. I totally understand this loss. It's more an emotional one. You know what I mean? Because we were so close. So we're so close. It was there. God, couldn't we have just taken it? And we were. We could have. And you know what? In a lot of ways, Sunday was the same. That Clippers-Lakers game was very similar. I mean, Clippers-Knicks game. Sorry, not like the Clippers-Knicks game was very similar. And it was like back and forth. And at any point, the Clippers could have just ramped it up and they could have taken it from us, like what happened tonight. But it didn't. We held on to that win. We took them down. And then tonight, we kind of flirted with a little, we were less effective, less efficient tonight. And it did hurt us in the end. Absolutely. Payton, this is why the plus-minus is a flawed stat. It's a flawed stat to an extent, though, JD. It's a flawed stat to an extent. Because, look at Obi. Obi was a +5 tonight. and he felt like a +5. Taj, +7. D Rose, +6. Frank was a -1. But that's almost a wash. You know, there's definitely some silver linings here to piggyback on Chris's statement of silver linings. Frank Ntilikina maybe Frank's effectiveness tonight will kind of open up the opportunity for Thibs to entertain benching Alfred. Because, okay, here's the thing. During the regular season, you can decide to do a bunch of different fucking things because you're like, oh, well, you know, the team chemistry and then, you know, the minutes allocation, you know, tomorrow night we got to play so-and-so, we got to travel and all that. But when you're in the playoffs, you're in the fucking playoffs. And if you win the series, you go on to the next series. If you win that series, you go on to the next series. And then so on and so on. So it's hard to kind of like twist your brain into a pretzel to justify starting an Elfrid fucking Payton when you have guys like Frank Ntilikina, Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickley, Alec Burks, who are all better, higher on the depth chart than your starting point guard. So it's going to be hard. So maybe this loss, the silver lining in this, I'm praying, and I'm not a praying man, but I'm praying that this might be the final time where Thibs on that long flight back, and man, it's a long fucking flight back. I've done it many, many fucking times from LA to New York and back too, but going that way, it's a long fucking flight because then you lose 3 hours. 3 hours go the other way. It's exhausting. Maybe on that long flight in the middle of the fucking night, Thibs is gonna search his soul. He's gonna finally find the way to make the hard choice. It's not even a hard choice, but he's made it. Tom Thibodeau has made this choice harder than it should have been by keeping Payton in the starting lineup for way too long. But maybe, just maybe tonight might be the night where he seeks his soul in the whole scenario and he realizes, you know what? I cannot justify starting a person who just doesn't understand how to play the offensive, the game from an offensive standpoint. He can justify it defensively and all that, but whatever. I don't give a fuck anymore. Elfrid Payton should not start for the New York Knicks anymore. That's just the bottom line, man. He doesn't deserve it. He hasn't earned it. In fact, he's totally given it away. That's just the reality of that. And we saw what happened. Look what happens. Look what happened. Look, Frank looked like shit 2 games ago. What was that game? Yeah, whatever. He looked terrible 2 games ago. Remember? And then, but against the Clippers, he kind of looked a little bit better. And look tonight. Gets 23 minutes, 3 of 5, 3 of 4 from behind the arc. And man, he had some nice steals. He had 2 steals. He had a block. Frank played nice. He played some nice minutes tonight. Oh man. I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat, man? What do you guys think? What? You know, I was during this halftime call that we have with Macri, Knicks film school. I said to the group there, I was starting to get 1999 vibes. For real, I was starting to get 1999 vibes. The thing is, the 99 Knicks didn't have an Elfrid fucking Payton starting for them. So it's like these guys have it even harder. Now, I don't want to trash on him too much, spend all the time talking about that, but like starting off every odd quarter with a handicap like him, it puts so much pressure on a team. I think was it Swinny Poo? I forgot. Somebody texted tonight where it just eventually that's going to catch up to you, and that's what happened tonight. It's caught up to us. There's been so many other games. There's been many other games where it's caught up to us, but tonight was so stark. The fact, I mean, what happened? Because we only lost by 2 points in overtime in Los Angeles. Ah, man, I hate losing so much. I'm sure, and no one likes losing. I know that. But this game should not have been a loss. We worked hard enough. We played well enough. But we didn't play smart enough. That's why we lost. Because the other side, the talent level on the other side is higher. Let's be honest. The talent level on the other side is higher. So when you make your life harder on your side unnecessarily, it's eventually going to catch up to you. I mean, Derrick Rose, the dude is 32 years old. He's reinventing his game. And he, in 39 minutes, shot 10 of 22. Only 1 of 4 from behind the arc. But that 1 3 he hit was humongous. 6 of 6 from free throw line. 6 assists. 27 points. Played a great game. He played a great game. At the end, he got a little tired and he fucked up on that rotation on THT and allowed that open 3. Man, that fucking hurt. I gotta say though, it's all gravy. This is all gravy. We weren't supposed to be here, man. We weren't even supposed to get a full turkey dinner. Nah. The fact that these games are that extra little gravy drizzle, with some nice mashed potatoes and fucking cranberry sauce. We weren't supposed to have any of this. We were supposed to have gone home by now. Instead, we're here. We here, motherfuckers. And yes, we lost tonight, but these Knicks are coming. The New York Knicks are coming for you, NBA. So get the fuck ready. And you guys are ready. I know you are. That's one thing about NBA players. They're not stupid. They know. They all talk. They all watch tape. They understand. The Knicks are coming. Which is why this win was so huge for the Lakers. This game was more important for the LA Lakers than it was for the New York Knicks. Because we took care of business against the Clippers. And you know what? I think we're pretty much guaranteed not having to deal with the play-in. But the Lakers weren't. Lakers are trying to avoid the play-in. And tonight really helped. We'll get back, guys. No worries. That's right, Jasper. Absolutely. You know what? It's okay to let yourself feel the pain of the loss, but at the same time understand the scenario and basically the positive outcome out of this, which is basically the Knicks played the NBA champs tooth and nail to the very end and took them to overtime in their home court on the last game of a 6-game West Coast road trip. So, absolutely. Thank you, Jasper, for that positive statement there. Oh, man. I just wish we had a little bit more talent on this team. I don't want to say that as a diss. My apologies to the Knicks and the roster and everything. I don't mean it as a diss to the players. I don't. But you can just kind of see, like if we just had a little bit more talent, just a little bit more up and down, where we would be. We'd probably be knocking on the 1 or 2 seed right now. Seriously. Our number 1 player is Julius Randle, who is basically a cast-off by this very team that we lost to tonight, and cast off by the Pelicans. I mean, why the fuck they thought they should cast him off, who knows, but they did. And he's come to New York, to the big fucking apple, and reinvented himself in such an incredible, glorious way that he might end up being a second-team all NBA player. Not just all-star, all NBA. And he will probably, tonight might have cost him some MVP votes. If the Knicks had pulled this game out tonight, he absolutely 100% would have been in the top 5 of MVP votes getters. He still might. But he'll be in the top 10. Absolutely. But the number 2 player on this team is a 20-year-old kid who didn't even have a full season last season. And he had a bad game tonight. And we have our third best player is Derrick Rose, who's basically like the Phoenix bird, who's come back from the ashes and reinvented himself. And he played a great game, but there's only so much he can do. When you have guys like, I don't want to keep bashing everybody, but look, we shot under 40% field goal percentage. We really missed IQ tonight, right? We've missed IQ every game because he's just so dynamic. This just shows how valuable he really is. I really hope we get. I don't know what his. I don't even remember his injury. Seriously. I remember kind of Burks' injury, but then didn't he play the game after he got injured? And then suddenly it was announced they're both injured and they can't play. Now they've missed 2 games, and we really could have used them tonight. If we have IQ tonight, if we have either one of those 2 tonight, we win this game. If we have both tonight, we win it in regulation. Ah, man. But I'm very proud. I'm very proud of this team. I'm very proud of the commitment that they have. How much, God, they fucking hustle defensively, man. Watching this game, I was watching it in a bar here in LA, and they fucking made the Lakers life a nightmare. They're such a. These Knicks are a great defensive team. Look, we held the NBA champs to 101 points in 53 minutes of playing time. That's pretty outstanding. The disappointing part is that we only scored 90. We couldn't even break the century mark. So that happens. But again, it's the last game of a very long and brutal West Coast trip. If anyone had asked me at the beginning of it, hey, would you take 3-3? I'd be like, absolutely, yeah. And actually, that is what I predicted. We are actually totally right in line with my prediction of the Knicks finishing with 41 wins. And that included coming home and winning the last 3, which is totally still possible. And I actually, now now even more so do I believe that it's totally possible. I do not see these Knicks going home after this loss and rolling over for the Spurs. No. They're going to crush the Spurs. They're going to crush the Hornets. And then goodbye, Celtics. We're going to run the table. 3 wins in a row. Finish 41 and 31. Solidified the 4th seed. And then let's go Atlanta. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Oh, man. Such a great time to be a Knicks fan, huh? Incredible. All right, guys. Well, I know it's late. It's like 2:39 in New York, and you guys got to go to sleep. I got to go to sleep, and we have. You know what? Tomorrow's another day. And we still got 3 more games left, and I couldn't be more proud of this team. It was a totally bitter. It's a bitter taste in my mouth. I'm sure in everyone's mouth tonight. This loss, but we really should be proud of this team. We really should. I just hope that Thibs searches his soul tonight on that flight back, and he makes the right choice and just outright benches Elfrid Payton from now on. We got to move on from that. Got to move on. All right. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. Love you guys. Love these Knicks. Let's go. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Thumbs up. Much appreciated. Let's go Knicks. Let's kick the Spurs' ass. All right. Peace out, guys. Oh, Trent. Rose played like 12 straight minutes towards the end and had 34 at the end of regulation. He is coming off the bench helping. Yeah, I know. He should be starting. Rose should be starting and should be the other way around. Someone else should come to give him a breather.